Greetings over there. We are a group of students from the SEVICTI Institute. We are here to install Windows 7 Starter Edition and explain to you our preference of this particular version as compared to the other edition of Windows 7, and explain to you the hardware requirement to proceed in the installation of this operating system. Thank you. Okay, so we can start with our first explanation of the why aspect and the how the Windows 7 starter is being preferred to the other edition of Windows 7.
Hello, my name is Glory B, and I'm going to be talking on Windows 7, precisely Windows 7 Starter Edition. The Windows 7 Starter Edition is the most basic version of Microsoft operating system. Most people know Windows 7 has three primary editions to choose from. We have the Home Premium, Professional, and Ultimate. But do you actually know that there is a fourth primary edition known as Windows 7 Standard? The Standard edition is designed only for 32 bits and can use maximum 2 GB RAM. The Windows 7 Starter edition has some limitations, and these limitations include 1. The ability to switch between users without having to log off. Secondly, your computer will not show any other device like a DVD or USB, which is a great issue while working with Windows 7 Starter Edition. Also, personalization features for changing desktop backgrounds, window colors, or sound scheme is not included in the Windows 7 Starter Edition. The most important thing to know about Windows 7 Starter Edition is exclusively for use on netbook computers. You can get it on standard PC. It may still be offered as an option on the netbook models still available for purchase. Although the Windows 7 Starter Edition has some limitations, it equally has some uses. The Starter Edition has very limited features, but still it is good for netbooks, checking the mails, internet, and other common uses that suit the netbook. Another added advantage is that it's very cheap to upgrade from Windows XP to Windows 7 in your netbook. Equally, we are going to be looking at the differences between Windows 7 edition and other editions. One of the differences is that an edition like Home Premium program is available in retail, while the Starter is not. It's limited just in 32 bits, while other versions or while the other editions are available, or some of the editions are available in 64 bits. The main difference from other versions is that Windows 7 Starter Edition is especially designed for netbook computers. Users can't install the Starter Edition on their standard personal computers.
To continue where my other colleague ended, before you install an operating system, you must get to know that computer, the hardware requirements of that operating system. Else, when you install your operating system, it will not even get to run. And especially, for example, if you are using your VirtualBox, it will really complain. It will complain. It will not even really, it will not install. It will not. So let us start by looking at the processor speed. For a 32-bit operating system, you need a processor speed of 1 gigahertz and even above. It will stay installed. That is, I'm giving a minimum that it should requirement. That is, you have a 1 gigahertz processor. then you will be able to install your operating system, Windows Starter. We are talking about Windows Starter here in your 32-bit system. And for 64-bit system, you need even more than 1 gig. You need even more than 1 gig. Now, sometimes in your 32-bit system, you always see sometimes it's represented as x62, x60, x86, x86. It sometimes might get some people confused. Maybe people are still coming in contact with computers and haven't have enough knowledge about computer. x86 still represent 32-bit system, so don't get confused. The next one is the RAM. The RAM requirement of a 32-bit system is 1 gig. For you to install Windows Starter, you need a 1 gig RAM. With a 1 gig RAM, you can get started with installation. Then for a 64-bit system, you need a RAM of about 2 gig. Then you can get started. Then now let us talk about the available disk space. Before you install your Windows Starter, that is Windows 7 Starter, you need to know your available disk space, because if you use less available disk space, it will not install. You need to always check your computer, your hardware requirement before you can install any operating system. Because sometimes you see people just install an operating system without even checking the hardware requirement. So for a 32-bit system, or for a x86-bit system, we have 16 gig available disks. With that, you can get started. And for a 64-bit system, we have 20 gig. With that, you can get started with your installation. Now, for a DirectX, you need DirectX 9 graphic device with WDDM 1.0 or higher drivers. Now, DX helps you to have good video, good graphics for your software. Now, it will help you to have access to software like games and other software. Without DirectX, sometimes you find difficulties installing some kind of programs in your computer. Else, when you get to install, sometimes you will complain of DirectX has this issue. You need to install this kind of program, this kind of software. This is missing, this application is missing from DirectX. So it helps you to have good graphics for your software. So these are some of the hardware requirements that if you have or you check and you see it available, you can get started with your installation. So this is the hardware requirement. As my other colleague is going to continue, you are going to see more.
Okay, we are done installing our Windows 7 starter. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like.